Welcome back to my Pick Me's of the Patriarchy series, where we are breaking down the Netflix hit show The Polygamist, and tonight we are talking about the third wife, Matipa. Matipa, to me, has to be, when it comes to ranking these wives, I'm going to have to say Matipa comes in second in being just absolutely the worst. Essie definitely is number one. This is Matipa Gomora, the third wife to Jonas Gomora here. We are introduced to Matipa at the beginning of the series because she comes on strong to Jonas. I mean, she is laying it out, for lack of a better term, to let him know she is down, she is ready, she is willing to dump Magesh for the more richer, affluent Gomora brother. Now, Matipa was well aware that Jonas was married, and that didn't seem to stop either one of them. And so she was able to move forward with her plans of being with Jonas. Now, initially, like I mentioned when we talked about Joyce, Jonas was ready to hand Joyce a divorce. She had had the papers, he had been moved out for a year, moved on with his life. Him and Matipa were living together, dating, making plans to make it permanent and move forward together. Until Jonas, for some reason, I think it was money, Jonas decides he is going to go back to his wife, Joyce. Naturally, she's pissed. Now, Jonas does not say that he is going to stop his relationship with Matipa. No, not at all. He's just going to make sure, this is my speculation. He's going to make sure that he protects his money by staying married to Joyce, right? This is not something that Joyce is willing to accept. And we do see in the series that she eventually just caves in and says, you know what? Take on a second wife, okay? For all I care. Matipa did not want that. She was not wanting to be a second wife. She wanted to be the only wife. She was not happy about playing second fiddle to Joyce. Now, also in the series, you see where Jonas and Matipa eventually give birth to twin daughters, which, like you heard me say in the breakdown about Joyce, Matipa gets so sick of Jonas and his shenanigans that she ends up leaving the babies with Joyce and Jonas, kind of, sort of, because he's sick at the time and he's not taking care of no babies. But Matipa went through a lot with Jonas, especially when he decides to bring Lindani into the picture. Matipa finally realizes that Jonas is not ever going to be happy with just one woman. He has to have multiple women. The thing about the Matipa archetypes is they feel like they have to one up the woman. They have to be better. They have to look better. They have to have the better sex. They have to just be the better woman overall. But a lot of the times, those archetype of women will attract men into their life, like a Jonas, who's never going to be satisfied. And these kind of women have some of the worst ego deaths I've ever seen. Now, when it comes to the pygmies of the patriarchy, for me, Matipa kind of floats between the fragile validation pygmy and the dominant social chameleon pygmy, but some characteristics that they do have in common. One of them being overtly competitive. There were several times throughout the series where Matipa made it known that she did not like Joyce. She would call Joyce old and just constantly find something to pick at her about. This was basically signaling to Jonas that she is the better choice. She is the woman that he should be with. So there's this inherent trust of women, insecure, instability. We don't know anything about Matipa's upbringing. We do see her mother in one of the, I think a few of the episodes when she comes to help her take care of the new babies. Speaking of something that's very interesting to me that I feel like Matipa finally caught on was when Jonas requested sex from her literally the day from coming home from the hospital while her mother is in the living room. I think it started clicking okay, I am just a piece of meat to this man, and there is nothing special about me other than having sex with him. Now, some other characteristics of this archetype is jealousy, never developed secure feminine bonding, heavily male aligned identity, discomfort with other women, desire for male validation, validation seeking from men. Women are rivals, women are temporary. Those are some of the characteristics that blend between that dominant social chameleon pick me as well as the fragile validation seeking pick me. Whew, that is a mouthful. But anyway, that is my breakdown of Matipa. She was the third wife for a reason. That is not me being mean, but it just is what it is. She just wanted to be the only one. And when she decided that, okay, you're not going to stop dealing with other women, you are also physically abusive, you are at times sexually abusive, and I'm not going to be the third wife. So, anyway, we are almost done with this series. We are going to wrap up with the daughters of the polygamist, Pume, Sarah, and Lindani. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.